Okay, so a huge problem that people come across when they're building online businesses is they think that if you build it, people will just miraculously come. Let's talk about that today. Hey there, my name is Hughes, and in this video you're gonna learn how to actually think about growing your online business. And what normally happens is when people are sold on the idea of an online business, they're just told that like once you build something, people will just miraculously find you. And that's not the case. The case is that you have to actively be searching out people and putting your offer in front of people. So to start off with, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna draw out what normally people sell you on this whole make money online thing. And it's usually like a done for you system, because that's what seems to sell well to people. So what that usually looks like is like a money-making website. And what happens is, sure, you can like buy a domain name, you can put up hosting on it, and there's a chance that somebody might find it, but that chance is really low. That's something that's not gonna happen. It's not normally something that is going to happen, to be honest with you. It won't happen. So what you need to do is you actually need to get people to this particular thing. And the best example I can kind of share with you is if you think about like a city block. So, and I'm not good at drawing cities, so, you know, just picture that these are buildings. So there's a street, there's cars, little cars with wheels, windows, and you own a business on this particular street. This particular style of business could work well if you have people walking down the street. You know, like there's people who could be searching for your particular product. Like they might be out for the sole purpose of shopping. So there's a good chance that like your store, like let's say this is you, people will be walking along the street, and if you have something that interests them, something that piques their curiosity, because there's people, there's a chance they'll find your offers, your products. So I grew up in a small town in upstate New York. Now there's not a lot of people there, so businesses tend to struggle a little bit when it comes to getting like the foot traffic. And it's understandable, because if there's not a lot of people, you can't really make a lot of sales. It just doesn't make sense. There's, I think, like 3,000 people in my town or something, so that really limits the amount of people who can even see your offer. So when it comes to online marketing, sure, you're given like a storefront, but if there's only like 3,000 people who are possibly gonna see it, and there's, you know, especially with online stuff, there's millions, billions of different websites that are very similar, that offer, you know, somewhat similar products. This could be Chris's. This could be, my dad's name is Bob, this is my mom's is Linda. We all have the same exact thing. So what makes a difference between me making sales versus the other two? Getting in front of the right people. So this is someone who's coming to the site, and let's say the money-making website for this particular thing is a yoga website. It's a website that, you know, I sell yoga gear, yoga equipment, yoga everything, tutorials even. So what I would do is I pay. You know, you gotta get out some money, you gotta pull out your wallet, and I pay some sites like Facebook, you pay YouTube, you can pay Google. So I send them money in order to get in front of the people. So each of the social networks is like this huge pie of groups of people. So this could be like Facebook pie, this could be like YouTube and Google. And the thing is, Google owns YouTube, so you're buying from the same pie, but it's a separate thing. But each of these things is an opportunity for you to put your product in front of their market. So you do need to have a general understanding of what your product is and what problem it solves. So the reason that we're paying these companies is because they have audiences. I hope this is making sense. If it is, comment "this makes sense" down below. But the idea here is that there's, you know, there's huge gatherings of people, and for yoga stuff, Facebook, I can target the interest yoga. Or I could do, like I could go to Google and I could type in top 10 yoga companies, and I could put each of those as an interest. And then in Facebook ads, you know, I target that specific interest, and then I send them to my site so that I can sell people products. So sure, I might be spending, you know, $1 per person to get to my website, but if someone purchases something, there's the opportunity for, you know, the exchange of money. So if I sell something for $100 and it only costs me $50 to get people to the site, and, you know, the profit margin is okay, there's a chance to make money. So you do need to understand all the numbers on the back end of each product, your cost of customer acquisition, so that way you can actually, you know, scale the business. And think about like the long-term customer value. So if you sell someone a $100 product, but you know that historically with your numbers, over the course of the next 12 to 18 months, they also purchase up to $500 worth of stuff. That $100 initial customer will be worth $500 to you. So this might be a little overwhelming. That's fine. Like, this is just kind of like spitting out knowledge so that you can learn from it and start to think a little better about online marketing. Each of these things, like YouTube, I could find people who have YouTube channels that are all about yoga. You know, I can send money to YouTube and put my video or an ad in front of the video. There's like the YouTube pre-roll ads, there's the YouTube banner ads, there's all that kind of stuff. And I don't want to get into each individual ad. That would be a 68-hour video. Who knows if it would actually be that long, but you get the idea. So the idea is that we're paying these networks to get in front of their audience. And that's why I'm such a huge advocate of building up audiences, because once you have properties on these networks, let's say you have 100,000 YouTube subscribers. If you put out a video, there's a chance that like 20,000 of them will watch the video. And if you do good in the video, you can send them to your website to make sales. So building up these audiences is where you can kind of shortcut the process. And you are gonna have to pay, so if that's a huge breaking point, don't get into marketing or sales online, because you're going to have to pay, and a lot of the time you're gonna lose your shirt. It's an expensive process to learn how to do this. It takes time. Ideally, you need to find like a mentor. That's why I offer coaching. It's difficult to kind of learn each of these things, so building up the audience kind of makes it a little easier, but you do have to pay, like I mentioned. So normal people who come online and, you know, get a website or something, and this is true for traditional businesses too, they think that just because they have a website and that their domain name is their business name, that people are going to miraculously find it, but that's not the case. You need to pay the people who have the audiences. You need to get in front of the existing audiences, so that way you can send them to your site. And that's where most people get it wrong. They just think, you know, they'll spend $10,000 on a website and it looks fancy and stuff, but who cares? Like, if people aren't going to it, it's not gonna make any money. It's not gonna produce any revenue for your particular business. So if you have questions about this, if you need to learn more, which you probably do if you're still watching this, subscribe to my channel. There's gonna be a let's chat. There's gonna be like a hyperlink down below, lead you over to Messenger on Facebook, and you can answer a couple questions on my bot, and that way we can see if you and I communicating back and forth to see if I can help you grow with your business is a wise move for both of us. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click subscribe like I mentioned, and I'll see you in the next video.